So welcome back everybody, Mike here. I just played a little joke on some guys. We'll see how this shakes out. There's a Facebook page called Kubota Tractors and Equipment, and there's a good group of guys there. You might want to check that page out. But anyway, I posted a picture of my L3901 with a skid steer bucket on it. It's a 74-inch bucket, way too big for this tractor. And I just posted it asking the question, how much rear ballast should I run, with my new bucket? So there's probably already like 25 comments there telling me I'm crazy, I'm gonna die. But anyway, it's just a little joke. I'll straighten it out here in a little bit. But anyway, I want to do a video for people out there, not like contractors. You kind of know what you need. But for somebody who may have just bought a new piece of property and they're considering, they want to build a house and they want to do a lot of the work themselves and they want to buy a piece of equipment. And so the question comes up, should I buy a skid loader or a tractor? And so that's what I want to talk about. So behind me I have my Kubota L3901 compact tractor, and I also have a Bobcat T650 skid steer on tracks. I know I'm not comparing apples to apples, but I'll kind of go over that. I mean, the tractor is 37.5 gross horsepower. The Bobcat skid steer is 74 horsepower, roughly double the horsepower. Lifting capacities, there's really no comparison between these two machines. But if you were to buy a tractor the same size, the same horsepower as that skid steer, it would be a fair comparison that way. But they're two totally different machines, but they can both do a lot of the same jobs, if that makes sense. Now, to get a tractor in the same horsepower range as this Bobcat, it's a pretty big tractor. And if you saw the video that I did yesterday grading around my neighbor's garage, you'd never be able to do that with a tractor that size. It would just be too big. Now, something, you always see the question come up, should I get a skid steer or a tractor? It all depends what you're going to do. Like for me, for example, I used to have a skid loader. It was on tires, and that was years ago. And that's when I initially bought the property. And I mean, they're set up to dig. They really are. They work great for digging. You can get a variety of attachments for them, but you can get tons of attachments for the tractor as well, but a lot cheaper. Let's take a little closer look at these. So on the skid steer, the business end is right here on the front end. You got this bucket. You can get all sorts of attachments for the front of these, but all the attachments are very expensive compared to tractor attachments. Now on the tractor, you have a front loader as well. The big difference in these loaders are, when you're digging with a skid loader, look at this. Your boom tucks right in, right up against the frame. So this machine right here, you've got about 9,500 pounds and 74 horsepower pushing this bucket through the dirt or rock or whatever you're digging. And it's a powerhouse. Now on a tractor, it's a little bit different. When you're digging and pushing with the tractor, your loader arms aren't rested on anything. All that pressure and stress comes back to your pins and your loader frame, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not designed like the skid steer, just for digging. Now, another huge difference is, in the back of the tractor, you got another business end back here. You got your PTO and your 3-point hitch. So you can put a ton of different implements on the back of a tractor. Back of the skid loader, you can't do anything. Both machines have advantages over the other. Like the skid steer, it's on tracks, much better on slopes, much better for digging. It's quick, it's not fast. And what I mean, it's quick turning, moving, grading, leveling, dumping dirt, loading trucks. Very fast at that. It's stable, but it's not fast. If you're traveling long distances, the travel time, the tractor will beat it. Now the advantage of the tractor are, you have more flexibility. You've got the 3-point hitch and the PTO in the back. You can put pallet forks on the front, something else on the back. I mean, you can do just so many different things with the tractor. So I think what it comes down to is this. I mean, in the perfect world, buy both. But, between you get a bunch of attachments for a tractor and a few attachments for a skid steer, you're looking at $100,000. So what I did, I bought a skid steer first. When I first bought the property, did all my digging, the foundation, the driveways, the trails. That area where I cut all my firewood, that used to be woods, and it was like a hillside. I leveled that entire thing out with a skid steer, and it worked out really well. But after I got all that initial work done, I kept the skid loader for a few years, and then I started to realize, you know what, this thing's horrible in the yard. You're trying to do some landscaping or whatever. Couldn't mow with it. I mean, you know, you can buy a front brush cutter for it, but or even a forestry head, which is great, but you need the high flow machine for that. They do a great job. But once I got established, the skid steer was not much use to me anymore. It really wasn't. I mean, it was terrible in the lawn, and it just wasn't the right machine. So then I bought a tractor, since I'm more of a maintenance mode now, and you know, maintenance and improvements. So you can still do, you know, the digging and the grading and things like that with the tractor, but it's slower. It is, but I think it makes up for it in its versatility. So I hope this kind of answered some of your questions, or maybe it confused people more. I don't know. So it comes down to this: initial work, skid loader; maintenance and improvements, tractor. That's my opinion. Like I said, this video is for landowners. A contractor, you know, if you're digging every day, you're going to buy a skid loader. If you're mowing every day, you're going to buy a tractor. But as landowners, we do a little bit of everything all the time. I mean, one day you might be digging or grading a driveway. Next day you're brush hogging a field. Once you get to that point, it's time for a tractor. And but that's it. If you enjoy these videos, please click subscribe and hit the like button. And oh, I just checked on that Facebook page. There's like 25 comments telling me that that bucket's too big for my tractor. So I posted a picture there explaining that it was a joke of this tractor and skid steer beside each other. But I don't think anybody's reading that. They're just going to keep commenting. But anyway, thanks again, and have a great week. See ya.